Being a mentor and a coach is really very rewarding, and it is also a very rich source of learning as well, though it is not without several challenges owing to the need for constant learning and development. My current position involves me in the instructional, managing, and guidance domains, which allows me to shape the learning of learners as well as my colleagues. One of the other major tasks that I have taken up is to facilitate professional development workshops. These sessions are aimed at enhancing the knowledge of the teachers and incorporating new methods into the practice. For instance, I recently conducted a training session on differentiation, to which we focused on various approaches that can be used to address the needs of the students in class. This not only improved the quality of teaching learning practices offered by the teachers, but also developed a positive organizational climate among the faculty members.
My current position involves me in the instructional, managing, and guidance domains, which allows me to shape the learning of learners as well as my colleagues. One of the other major tasks that I have taken up is to facilitate professional development workshops. These sessions are aimed at enhancing the knowledge of the teachers and incorporating new methods into the practice. For instance, I recently conducted a training session on differentiation, to which we focused on various approaches that can be used to address the needs of the students in class. This not only improved the quality of teaching learning practices offered by the teachers, but also developed a positive organizational climate among the faculty members. Mullen and Clematis, 2019. Also, I encourage professional development by providing coaching to new teachers during one-on-one sessions. These sessions are very crucial to the first years, as they aim at managing their classes and helping their students. Anderson and West, 2020. I can recall an instance when I had a new teacher by the name of Sarah who had a serious issue controlling the students' attention. Through the week-to-week communication, we were able to develop individual strategies that would help her majorly in lesson plan and class practice, which improved her classroom practice. Mentoring is not only restricted to teachers, but it also concerns students. As a teacher responsible for managing our school debate team, I educate students on how to become better speakers and critical thinkers.
Depression and anxiety are two prevalent mental health disorders that can have a significant impact on a person's daily life, relationships, and overall well-being.
Yes, that's right. Depression is characterized by feelings of sadness, hopelessness, and a loss of interest in activities one used to enjoy. Anxiety, on the other hand, is characterized by excessive worry, fear, and a feeling of being on edge.
While depression and anxiety have different symptoms, they often occur together. In fact, research suggests that about 50% of people with depression also have an anxiety disorder, and vice versa.
This can make treatment more complex, and it's important for mental health professionals to conduct a thorough assessment to identify both disorders in their patients.
Cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, is commonly used to treat depression and anxiety. CBT helps individuals identify negative thought patterns and replace them with more positive ones. It can also teach coping strategies and relaxation techniques to manage anxiety symptoms.
In addition to therapy, medication can also be helpful for some individuals. Antidepressants and anti-anxiety medications are commonly used, but it's important to work closely with the healthcare provider to determine the best course of treatment and to monitor for any side effects.
Lifestyle changes can also help manage symptoms of both depression and anxiety. Regular exercise, a healthy diet, and stress management techniques like mindfulness and yoga can be beneficial.
As demand for food and competition for land rises, it is vital that crop losses are limited. Chemical protection has provided effective control of crop losses in recent years. Alongside chemical fertilizers and improved crop genetics, it has helped to increase crop yields dramatically over the last 6 decades. However, there is now a need to develop complementary alternatives, and researchers from the Rural Economy and Land Use Program have been exploring the potential of, and barriers to, alternative pest management approaches. Alternatives to chemical pesticides are needed because overuse of them leads to pesticide resistance and affects biodiversity and water quality, says Dr. Alistair Bailey. Heightened EU regulations are also leading to the withdrawal of many pesticide products. Hence, complementary approaches are required to reduce use and preserve the efficacy of those valuable pesticides that are still available to sustain food production systems.
For centuries, boys were top of the class. But these days, that's no longer the case. A new study by the OECD, a club of mostly rich countries, examined how 15-year-old boys and girls performed at reading, mathematics, and science. Boys still score somewhat better at maths, and in science the genders are roughly equal. But when it comes to the students who really struggle, the difference is stark. Boys are 50% more likely than girls to fall short of basic standards in all 3 areas: Researchers suggest that doing homework set by teachers is linked to better performance in maths, reading, and science. Boys, it appears, spend more of their free time in the virtual world. They are 17% more likely than girls to play collaborative online games than girls every day. They also use the internet more. Third, peer pressure plays a role. A lot of boys decide early on that they are just too cool for school, which means they're more likely to be rowdy in class. Teachers mark them down for this. In anonymous tests, boys perform better. In fact, the gender gap in reading drops by a third when teachers don't know the gender of the pupil they are marking. So what can be done to close this gap? Getting boys to do more homework and cut down on screen time would help. But most of all, abandoning gender stereotypes would benefit all students. Boys in countries with the best schools read much better than girls. And girls in Shanghai excel in mathematics. They outperform boys from anywhere else in the world.